Looks like we're good and ready to go. Hey everyone, Ragnamuni here. Beefer is all I gotta say about that. Well, not so much a beefer as it's gonna be a royal pain in the ass. GT300 Championship, Grand Valley, Laguna Seca, oh god, Deep Forest Midfield, Apricot Hill, let's go. These are 3-lap races. Is my car tuned? Okay, it's Grand Valley East, so they're relatively shorter tracks. I wish I had background music for this, but instead you're just going to have to listen to the Skyline's engine sound. Here we go. Oh, they're 5-lap races. Crap. I was hoping this would have been a 3-lap tournament. Oh well. And of course my face is itching. Come on, face, stop it. The Daishin Sylvia isn't exactly enough for this place. I would highly recommend you use like a... the Alfa Romeo car works well enough for this course. For this cup. Because it does have good acceleration and deceleration. Rather, it's got good acceleration and amazing braking and handling. But regardless, you're gonna endure a bit of hell. As long as you can stay ahead of the races, you're pretty much... If you know that your car is able to stay ahead of these race class cars, then you've got a good shot. Just don't spin out. Goes without saying. That's why I kind of prefer the Alfa Romeo to this thing, because this thing can and will spin out on me. This thing can and has spun out on me, where the Alfa Romeo is a bit more stable in that respect. Oh wow, I almost sub 1 minute a lap on this. Maybe I should try to sub 1 minute a lap. Let's find out. We got three laps. And that was a lap that I almost spun out too. Hey, there it is. Sub 1 minute. Regardless of what car you use, though, it always feels like they're going to be at your heels just a couple of seconds behind, so... I just cannot stress importantly how much you get a car that has fantastic grip. I think a fully tuned Impreza will work fine. A fully tuned Lancer will definitely work fine, for the most part, if it's tuned right. A Nismo will do wonders. Like, the Sylvia can do it, but I don't think it's the best car for this particular place. Oh, we almost had sub 58. Damn. Oh, wait, we're on the last lap. Final lap! Oh, shit. Speaking of spinouts, there it is. There's the spinout I was afraid of. One spinout, and look how far back I'm set now. All because I broke, all because I didn't brake early enough. Out of my way! I have a race to win! That's one. Look at all these. Oh, there's the Tavian Trampo. I know that car. It's a nice car, though. Alright, next session. That's only one track. Oh, no! Not Laguna Seca! Oh, save me! Save me! At least I start in first place. Or, you know, it can just always start me out in 6th even though I won the previous race. I wonder why they do that. At least compared to other tracks, Laguna Seca is actually shorter than I thought. The only downside is Laguna Seca has the infamous corkscrew. Here's one for you, though. The people that made this game literally drove Laguna Seca in order to get all of the feels for the tracks in the game that ended up getting reproduced from the non-fiction section, pretty much. And becoming a race car driver is for whatever reason a lot harder in Japan than it is in America. He got all the colors and the guy that designed all the cars in the game did a damn good job. It took him about on average a week to make a car because he had to get all the color information from the manufacturer, body size and all that stuff, and then model the textures after it. And then obviously came on the back end having to code each car's collisions. Whoa! I might actually want to save a replay now because of that. That was pretty cool. Uh-oh, he's getting close to me. I mean, it's still a long course, as you can see here. What I'm gonna have to learn is taking that particular turn, like if I take the pit stop turn, will that help me in achieving my goal of trying to get gold on this damn track? Speaking of which, talking license tests, in the PAL versions of this game, The license test times are far more lenient, so it's easier to get gold medals. What I want to find out is, will an NTSC save file work on a PAL game? Because if it is, then I can just do the license test in question on PAL version. Not for time saving, but just so that I can, actually get gold ranks. Because if you use a cheat device to get all gold licenses, you don't get the cars. So those cars become lost forever. That was beautiful. Take that, corkscrew. And you bet your ass this course is returning in the World Championship. Let these 25 laps stand for why I will never record the actual hour-long drives. For those circuits. I remember one of my proudest achievements in racing history, though, NASCAR Thunder 2002. One of the very hard challenges of the game was to complete a 100% race over at I think it was Sears Point. I did it. Took me 2 attempts because on lap 73 on my first attempt, I ended up hitting a corner just so much that I ended up flipping my car, and that was that, and I was so pissed. Alright, that's 2. I almost hit exit instinctively, Jesus Christ. Deep Forest Raceway. Silence, peace, tranquility. If fantastic creatures existed in fiction, and you could marry one of those fantastic creatures because they're the opposite gender of you, well, give or take, which fantastic creature would you choose to marry in the fantasy setting, and why? I know this does not mean we're, one of them guys, but just, I think about it for a second since, example, the races in Warcraft are mostly sentient. If I had to pick, not that I'm looking for anyone, obviously, I would probably pick Pandaren, mainly because their lifestyle is essentially, be in the right frame of mind, and be in everlasting peace. And having a mate that is Pandaren would more than likely reinforce that concept, and it would be in their blood to help keep their spouse or their mate in everlasting peace. They are also heavy drinkers, so yeah, that's that if you wanted more of a partying type of animal. But they do it in moderation. I did that, and thankfully avoided a spin out. We'll be able to recover pretty fast. You can stay behind me, thanks. All I gotta say is, woe be to the man that decides to marry a demon hunter. Whether it be a demon hunter, whether it be a night elf or blood elf, demon hunter woman, because when she wants something, and you're the one, and you are the thing that is standing in her way, she has that spectral sight. She will find you, and she will get what she wants. Warglaives may or may not be involved. Ah, I was with my face being itchy today. Whoa. All I gotta say, though, is in terms of those fantastic races, the Draenei are weird. Why do they have such a fascination of stuffing gnomes into sacks and beating on them with a staff of domination? Yeah, I listened and read those silly and joke lines. They also have a weird affinity for butter and goblin jumper cables. I don't want to know. Also, their accent is Russian. Took me a while to figure that out. Whereas most people know the Draenei. Goats from space! But we should thank the Draenei, because with their introduction, we actually got access to shamans on the Alliance side. Because before them, if you wanted to play shaman, you had to play horde, and that was a problem. Okay, from just talking about certain things, you can see that my lap times are getting better. More video games in general. What about that Final Fantasy VII remake? Have we heard anything about that ever since its announcement and the teaser trailer back then? One other thing is, if it's going to tell 7 from the ground up, don't forget that there were some events that happened in Crisis Core that kind of got retold to include the likes of Genesis and whatnot. So it makes me wonder, are they gonna, like, whenever they do this HD remake, are they gonna give us Crisis Core cutscenes as well? If so, that's pretty cool, but at the same time it'd be like, huh. It'll piss off some of the FF7 purists. Oh, that was a beautiful lap. Okay, I am 6 points ahead. Doing good. Ah, good old midfield. I know this track forwards, backwards, and sideways from the speedrun route. Plus, there's one more thing. When I do this speedrun, again, with a bit newer of a path, I was thinking, okay, maybe I could skip this and just go straight to Red Rock Valley. I would be 250k short if I did that, because this car sells for 125. If this car sold for 250, I could just do that race. I could do that race pretty much twice and be fine. But it doesn't, so I'm kind of in a pickle at that point because I need 250 more. I would need 250,000 more. So I have to do this race. I'm able to do this race, thankfully, in the Silhouette Skyline, because this gets under the 591 requirement. And yes, it is indeed faster than the Daishin Sylvia. I would save a little bit of extra time menuing too, because I can just jump once I win this car, I don't have to jump back to my garage to get the Yanisa Jex. I can just jump straight into the Red Rock Valley race that gets me the Speed 12s. Speaking of Speed 12s, I'm gonna have to go win some more of those later. I've also been recently playing Freedom Planet as well, just because I remember the boss theme was kick-ass, and I was like, you know what, I kind of want to play this again. So I picked it up and I was like, ooh, this is actually more fun than I remember. So in the middle of uploading, I got another thing I can play because it doesn't tax my machine all that much. I kind of want to pause if I can to see if that's like some kind of thing standing there, because I've never really noticed that. The default to this is 14. And look how often I'm hitting that maximum speed. So as I'm racing these, I'm always trying to figure out, okay, what are lines that I can take that can be the most efficient? What is that thing? Look at that. That looks like a mummy of some sort. I know that's not the Pillsbury Doughboy. That joke was likely a poor taste, and I apologize, but I calls him as I sees him. Look at that lap. Beautiful. I almost spun out there. Imagine if you had drift mechanics and Need for Speed Carbon on these kind of tracks. I've pretty much won, so yeah, I've pretty much won the... Ooh, it even started me off there. Ugh. Well, that counts down. I need a drink. Old ass water alert. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, you always have water. Hey, Apricot Hill's a nice track. Let's finish this. Do you mind not passing me, thanks? It's actually getting pretty hot in here. I have to turn my other fan on soon. Looking back at the golf episode, I'm surprised that I did not make the obvious Kudu HS reference. By the way, go check him out. He's one hell of a racing game buff. He speedruns the shit out of them. He's most known for speedrunning Need for Speed Most Wanted, and he's currently trying to do and from last I checked, he was doing the likes of Carbon and Need for Speed Underground 1. I don't know if he will ever do 2. But he got the record down to less than 4 hours. So that's amazing. I saw that ad back there. Jaguar! And the legitimate license test, you can't do that, so it's a lot harder to get gold on Apricot Hill just because of that. Only 3 laps to go. Can Ricky Craven make it happen? Even though he is not racing currently in his R30 Silhouette Skyline. What is the name of the driver of this car? I have no idea. Shell. Oh, that brings me back. Shell. That's a gasoline company. I remember on, I think it was PBS. They had a series called Shell's Wonderful World of Golf, and dear God, me and my mom just watched it every night. We were quite into golf back in the day. I had plenty of golf games for my consoles, various consoles, and we liked it. It was like just 2 guys having fun playing golf. I think Mickelson versus I think there was an episode of Mickelson versus Couples, and Couples just got absolutely destroyed. We saw how much of a sore loser he'd be. That's something I'll probably end up going and watching when I'm playing RuneScape, because that's entertainment. That's the one reason I love RuneScape. It's like, it's a game that you can try hard at and be amazing, but if you don't try hard, you can relax and do other things on top of it. Can't really do that in Warcraft as much as you want to. Most you really get is listening to music, and that's about it. It's enough for some people, but for me, I think I need a little more to it. So I respect the Iron Men of the game a lot, just because it's like they have to go self-sufficient. They have to get literally everything by their lonesome. Also, congrats to a friend for getting a Dragon Warhammer, but I am very sad that your hardcore status was destroyed. I'm very sad that your hardcore status got destroyed because of what happened. Also had a nice, I had a really nice late night fireside chat with one of my good friends. It was one of my friend's mothers, actually, that was really into RuneScape, and she gets on it very often, and she gave me so much advice as a kid back then. And now I'm the one giving her advice. And it kind of feels like I've come full circle in the game for telling her what she can do. Of course, I'm out of touch with the game with what can be done, so... because I haven't played RuneScape 3 in years. That's mainly because I don't have a computer that can really run it at 100% efficiency. And I'd prefer my frame rate not to go to shit whenever I'm trying to fight the likes of the God Wars 2 bosses. And that's the cup, ladies and gentlemen. 33 minutes of sweet, sweet, succulent Skyline engine sounds and my beautiful voice. Finding your voice. What's that? Did glass just physically crack? Oh boy. Anyways, for winning this cup, we get our nice payday of 100 grand. And a new car! I'm gonna go ahead. Come on, load. Thank you. We go ahead, save state that, because I do not want to do that again. Unless, of course, the recording gets down. So we won ourselves a Weds Celica. That's actually a neat looking car, not gonna lie. Now, that tournament that I just did, the GT500, which I'm doing next, as well as all of the endurance races and the World Championship, they all have different prize cars that you can win. I just figured I'd let you know that. Anyways, guys, next time we meet, we're hopping in our GT1 and we are doing the next cup. Till then, this is Ragnamune signing out. You guys have a great night. Thank you for watching. And please, take care. Drive safe. I love you guys. Really, I do. Don't do stupid stuff like texting and driving. See you later.